Hey football fans, I'm Matt. I'm joined by my friend Johnny, and we're here to keep you guys updated on everything NFL related, from scores to predictions. This is the Third and Long podcast on KCAT Radio. Welcome back to Third and Long on KCAT Radio. My name is Matt. Johnny's over there. Ryan's in the corner as always. Crazy week 2.
Very crazy week too, Matt.
It's kind of weird. We don't know where anybody is yet. We know some good teams, some bad teams, but everybody's kind of in the middle.
Every NFL season starts off weirder and weirder.
It does, I swear. So we've modified the format of the episode today. We're going to stop focusing on games. We're going to focus on teams because there's so many teams that are just toss-ups. You messed up the jersey. That was upset me. Thank you for fixing it. There's so many teams that are a toss-up that we don't really know how to handle it. So we're going to break down some of the 2-0 teams that should probably be 0-2 and some of the 0-2 teams that should probably be 2-0. So let's break that down. Johnny, what do you got for us today?
We got the Bengals.
Bengals?
0-2.
So one of those teams we would have thought would be 2-0 is 0-2. Why? Speak to me.
I have no idea.
It's really confusing.
It's extremely confusing. They lost to the Browns. They lost 24-3, and to the Ravens 27-24.
The Ravens were close, but the Browns is unexcusable.
That was too much.
To be fair, that was with Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
May his poor knee.
But they'll have Kareem
Rest in
Hunt.
peace.
They just re-signed him.
They just signed him, yep.
The greatest punter in football history.
Calm down.
Ryan, what do you think about the Bengals?
I think Joe Burrow needs to play better.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it.
Considering the man's being paid $55 million this year.
Yeah. No, he's got to play better. Also, I got beef with T. Higgins from week 1.
Matt,
ruined my fantasy team.
Joe Burrow only has he's averaging 152 yards a game.
Yeah, it's not going to do it.
For $55 million a year. He's averaging 1 touchdown.
He has about 3 yards per 5, he gets paid $5 million for 3 yards of passing.
Well, do you think that this is one of those things where it's another slow start for the Bengals?
Honestly, yeah, they did this last year.
Do you think that this is something bigger than what it was last year? And do you think that this is something that'll carry through the rest of the season?
Honestly, it's too early to tell. Their defense looks so bad so far. Like, just fundamentally, they just can't stop anything. I think they need to just clean it up. I think it'll be a time will tell. Maybe by week 4 or 5, we'll kind of have an idea like, okay, this ship is not really righting itself. Because by last year, they took the first 5 weeks terribly and then just kind of picked up. So I don't really know. But it's not it's time to hit the panic button.
Well, I mean, Ryan, what do you think about this? What do you think about the Bengals?
I think purely their team relies on Joe Burrow's performance.
Yeah.
If Joe Burrow turns it around, the Bengals would turn it around. Their defense looks not great, but good enough. They need to get Jamar Chase the ball more too. He has no targets this season.
They just need to do better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 3 touchdowns across 2 games is
a bad score.
It's not pretty.
It's not pretty. Even the Broncos did better than that.
Yeah.
That's a surprise because we are just so bad. Those are the 2 teams I would say need to definitely panic as much as humanly possible.
Which 2?
The Broncos and the Bengals.
The Broncos.
The Broncos have no fire. There's nothing there.
The Broncos have been down there for a while, and I don't think they don't need to panic.
Hold on. Last year, there was, we'd lose, but there would be hype throughout the game, and the team looked alive. It was just silly mistakes. Now, it's just bad play. There's nothing there. It's just bad play. They're losing the aspect of the fight, which is so true, because we just lost to the Commanders, just terribly. They beat us 35-33, and it was completely self-inflicted. Sorry, I made this a Broncos rant. Sorry, fellas. Do you have another team?
I do. I really want to talk about the Bucs.
The Bucs are weird. It's a weird team. So the AFC South, in my opinion, it does not deserve to be hyped up as much as they do.
Well, okay. So they beat 2 NFC North teams, right?
Okay. The 2 worst NFC North teams.
The Vikings and the Bears.
Yes. If they'd beat the Lions and the Packers, we'd be having a different discussion. But it's the 2 worst teams in the NFC North.
But Baker Mayfield has 490 passing yards, and he's playing considerably well.
Baker's playing good, but it just doesn't spark me with this idea that they can I saw someone saying they were going to win the NFC Championship.
I was looking at some stats for their team, and it's all pretty average. The receivers are doing pretty good.
It's 3 dudes. It's Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, a team that only has 3 weapons is super easy to neutralize with a good defense. Because I guarantee you there's at least 2 corners on the Packers
You're
team.
definitely not wrong.
The Packers could beat them.
But all that I'm saying is that they're doing good.
Sure. You can't disregard wins. However, I think people are way overreacting. Their defense is still lacking. They're still letting up, 17 points to the Bears, who have a terrible-looking offense.
Well, I mean,
terrible coaching.
How many points did the Packers let up to the Bears?
The Packers let up to the Bears?
Yeah. when we played them.
That's a good question. Can we
Wait,
figure
week
that
one,
out?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
looking.
Anyways, that was so weird. Yeah, I don't think the Bucks are as good as people say they are. Another NFC South team that will kind of loop into the conversation. We'll still talk about the Bucks. Saints, same position, both 2-0, both beat pretty bad teams. They beat the Panthers.
Hurt Jamal Williams.
Yes, which is very bad. He is a lethal weapon when he's healthy.
Well, because Kamara, he's still out.
He should come. Yeah, he comes back week 4.
Week 4. Okay.
He's suspended 3 games, I believe.
How long is Jamal Williams out?
I don't know yet.
I think it's like around the 6-week mark, but I'll double
No,
check. on
it
that.
didn't look like he took an
Michael
easy one.
Michael Thomas is looking pretty good.
They need to get him the ball more. That's
He's
true.
made some plays though.
Olave has had a lot of yards, but minimal touchdowns. Michael Thomas has had like a good amount of yards, but also minimal touchdowns. They just need to give those guys the ball more in the red zone. Or if they can't do a red zone offense, they can kind of do what like the Patriots would do back in the day, where they'd back it up at the 40 and just start shooting for the red zone there, and they'd run the ball in the 20. But I mean, having your running backs hurt doesn't help that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the Bucks, though. They have 2 really good receivers. The Saints are in a better position as far as backs, but like they're both 2-0 teams that need to prove themselves they can beat an actually good team. Which kind of leads to some of our games for week 3 that we're going to talk about. Eagles are going to Tampa. The Bucks beat the Eagles at home. That puts a star next to their name, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys. But like, if they beat the Eagles,
the Eagles didn't. Okay, who have they played so far?
it's a good question. I can't remember right now.
I got you guys. The Eagles have played the Patriots and the Vikings.
Okay, and then what's the record?
2-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
My point just being the Eagles we know are an established good team. They play good football. Whether they've been playing it recently or not, I don't know. But they at least have the pieces. The Vikings don't even have the pieces to really be a good team, neither do the Bears. So that's my feeling with the Bucks. Yeah. So do you have any more teams?
I do. I have 3 teams actually.
You have 3 teams.
3
Okay,
teams.
give me another one.
The Chargers.
Chargers are weird.
0-2.
0-2. Should not be 0-2.
No.
They're kind of like the
they lost to the Dolphins
like the
and they
Bengals.
lost to the Titans.
The Titans surprised me.
Both close games.
Yeah.
Within 3 points of each.
Sure.
Or yeah, within 3.
They're 1-score games. They should be fine.
Herbert's also 7th in passing yards with 537
All
or
good things to hear.
534.
Keenan Allen
passing
plays
yards.
good when he's good.
Eckler's good when he's healthy.
This is true. They're a very hot and cold team. It feels like they're either really good or really bad, and they haven't found the switch to kind of stay really good.
It makes me sad because I want to like them.
I want to like them too, but I'm also a Broncos fan and we play them later, and I kind of hope they're like just defeated when we play them so we can get an easy win because we need those because we're terrible. I feel like every episode just turns into me being sad about the Broncos.
But Herbert and Eckler
They should be a good team.
Okay, don't you love those guys?
Yeah.
Joey Bosa?
Yes. They should be a good team. They're not playing terrible. I think they'll turn it around. I'm more hopeful for them than I am the Bengals.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Okay. Ryan?
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy there. Yeah. Chargers, no time to panic. They can still come in second in that division. Another team I want to talk about, Raiders.
Okay.
Raiders are tough. They beat the Broncos. They lost to the Bills really badly. Is this like, do you think they're going to finish over 500? Right now they're at 500. Will they finish above or below?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I feel like their team is very touch and go.
Sure.
Very, very frequently.
Sure.
They have Devontae Adams.
Not concussed.
Not concussed.
Congratulations. You still have your,
Josh Jacobs.
yeah, had a good game.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Just is good.
A defense, I think.
They have a good defense. No, they have a good defense. They lost to the Bills, but the Bills have a good offense.
My
So their
point being, I think they got some players on that team.
Sure.
And they can make some stuff happen.
Yeah. Their defense is the most hot and cold aspect, though.
Yeah,
They
but
held the Broncos, who were playing very good offense.
same thing with their quarterback play, their receiver play.
Their quarterback play wasn't that bad, though.
But everything is super inconsistent.
Sure.
It's how it's always been.
Sure. That is kind of the epitome of what the Raiders are.
So it's just a matter of we don't know, I guess.
You make a point. I think they finish under 500, though. They don't look like the team that's going to beat them. I think they're going to lose to the Chargers and the Chiefs both twice.
They definitely could go over. I don't know their schedule, but from
Schedule aside, I think they have the talent to go over, but I think their ceiling is like 10-7.
Well, just remember a team, the same team, right? Almost the same players
Sure.
went to the playoffs. What, last year?
Yeah, they go consistently to the playoffs, but it's usually at like a 10-7. They haven't been to the playoffs.
That's
with like
doable.
That is doable. I don't see it right now. I think their floor is more likely than their ceiling.
Okay.
Okay, hit me with another team.
A team that we kind of expect to be where they're at. We got the Texans.
Yeah. Although they had a really good preseason. I was really hyped for him.
Well, so I was looking at the team. CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
626 passing yards.
626. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How does he have that many passes? Oh, because they're down so often. They just have to heave the ball downfield. It's Jameis Winston all over again.
That alone gave me reason to talk about them.
Yeah. Okay.
If
So why do they suck so bad?
I don't know.
No, I know why. Damian Pierce, because he's ruining my fantasy team right now.
He's not
that good. He's struggling.
They're not having a hard time getting yards. They're having a hard time staying in the end zone.
Sure.
I mean, I haven't watched much of the Texans. I don't think anybody has.
They're pretty irrelevant.
But
unless they're playing your team, I'm not sure. How many Texans fans are there? It's got to be less.
0.
7.
There's like, yeah.
Did you say 0?
Yeah.
Well, you're a Cowboys fan. There's a lot of you guys.
I have a fun stat for you guys here.
Prayers up to fantasy owners.
Yes. Prayers up to fantasy owners, especially just me. Just me. My team's terrible.
Yeah, I'm not.
Not in a league. I'm the only one in the league this year. We didn't do a K-Cat league, which was...
I tried.
You tried. We tried. We had issues. We're all busy. It's tough. Okay, 2 teams I want to talk about before we get to my favorite team to talk about, which is the Falcons, by the way. We're going to talk about the Falcons last because I love the Falcons. Commanders, Saints. Both of them. I want to talk about both of them because they're both in very similar positions. We already talked about the Saints a little bit. The Commanders, they're 2-0 to the Cardinals and the Broncos. Arguably the 2 worst teams in the NFL right now.
Okay.
Sam Howell looks good. Their QB looks good, but they have terrible defensive play, especially if you're letting up 33 to the Broncos and like 16 to the Cardinals. I feel like they're definitely not that good. I feel like almost the Giants are better. I hate to say it. Before Saquon got hurt and is out for the next game, healthy Saquon, do you think the Giants are better than the Commanders? Yes. Why?
I don't like the Commanders.
I don't think they're that good.
They've never been good.
This is true.
They've always been the same team.
This is true. They're 2-0. They shouldn't be for long. The Bills go and play in Washington this week. And I feel like they're going to kill them.
Imagine they lose.
If the Bills lose, their season's over. I'm calling it done. They're just so... They're like, they got to...
That would be painful.
They need to take a week off, take a forfeit, and think about what they've done. We can't have nice things when the Bills play bad, okay? The script is supposed to be the script for a reason.
The Bills used to play bad all the time. Things were fine.
But they're good, and now they're bad again. And their fan base is scary. I'm scared of what that fan base is going to do if they start being bad again.
Okay, calm down. They're not going to hurt you, man.
I'm scared. Bills fans are scary, man. Bills fans are scary. Packers fans are nothing. Broncos fans are easy. Bills fans scare me. Do you not agree with this? And they travel, too. I'm scared, Johnny. Can you comfort me, please?
No.
I just have to suffer.
Yeah.
All right, can we talk about the Falcons now? I've been wanting to talk about them the whole time.
Didn't you have one more team?
No, I talked about the Saints already. We already did the Saints. We're good with the Saints.
Okay.
Okay, Falcons. 2-0 against the Packers and the Panthers.
Complete upset, by the way, with the Packers.
Don't care. They lost.
I wanted to go and say this. I actually have this written down.
Okay.
On my paper, I wrote down, this team sucks.
Who, the Falcons?
Yes.
They don't.
I hate the team.
They beat the Packers. They beat your team.
Last night, when I was looking over this, I looked at their roster and I said, there is only one player on this team that I don't dislike.
Who?
Cordero Patterson.
Why?
How could you dislike that man?
You don't like Tyler Algier, or whatever his name is?
No.
Yeah, Algier.
Yeah. You don't like
Bijan?
him?
Don't like the alligator man.
You don't like their QB?
Hate Desmond Ridder.
Why?
I do not like.
He's playing good.
Don't like him.
He's better than Jordan Love.
I don't like
record
him.
tells you he's better than Jordan Love.
I do not like him.
He has a better career record than Jordan Love. Winning percentage.
Get him out of here.
How?
I just don't like him.
He beat your team. Game recognized game.
Matt.
The Commanders are better than the Broncos. I can admit that. I'm man enough to admit my team is not good.
Okay,
your team is 1-1 and lost to the Falcons.
I just don't like the man.
Okay, but you got a game recognized game. They're the only NFC South team to beat a good team.
They will not be great.
They're the best in the NFC South. You think the Bucs are better?
I think that if this team makes it past the wild card round, I would be thoroughly surprised.
Okay. But so far, the Packers look worse than they do.
I'm not talking about the Packers.
I'm
right
bringing
now.
up the Packers because they beat the Packers.
Okay, but we're not talking about the Packers. We're talking about the Falcons, Matt.
If it comes down to a wild card between the both of them, guess who goes in?
I think the
In the
Packers
head-to-head,
are going to win.
the Falcons.
Packers.
No. I'm saying to get into the wild card, if they're both on the bubble, which they probably will be, who goes in? It's the Falcons. Head-to-head record, buddy.
I just don't think it's going to come down to that.
If it does, and the Falcons go in, I'm going to laugh at you so hard.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that's how that works. So what do you want to do about it? You want to argue it, or do you want to admit that the Packers are worse than the Falcons?
Also, Desmond Ryder looks interesting.
Yeah, he looks good. He was playing good.
No, I mean like.
Oh, look. He just
Yeah.
looks interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how that's like Packer Mahomes.
No, like okay. So you know how every NFL or every player has like a picture.
Sure.
I have it right here.
If you look up, yeah, it just.
Can you come? You can come on camera and
All
show
right.
this to us. You're gonna look weird. This is Ryan, everybody.
Oh,
Forgot your mic. This is-
there's the
picture.
picture.
Just I don't like him.
He looks like he could be 45 and also like 25. at
I
the
don't
same
like
time.
him.
That's pretty great. Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
That's pretty funny. That's funny. That's really funny.
Also, isn't Taylor Heineke sitting behind him?
Yeah, which is kind of weird because he would probably play really well.
Yeah, I think that he could start somewhere.
Okay, so let's talk about. We're talking about
Maybe
the Falcons while
Carolina.
we're here. They go to Detroit this week.
Okay.
If they lose that, Detroit's better than the Packers.
That's just not how things work.
Also, and this is gonna be a whole saga. No, because listen. Because then the Lions go and play the Packers in Week 4.
Okay, and then what
Then
if
we
the
get to
Pack-
decide. Then it's final. That's gonna be a fun week. Next week's gonna be really fun.
The only week that's gonna be fun about the whole loop that you just described is the Packers and the Lions.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to see if the Falcons beat the Lions, then I guess the NFC North just is terrible. Like, what am I going to say about that?
Yeah.
It's true, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about how bad your team is right now?
Nope.
Okay. Who do
Because
the
I don't
Packers
think-
play this
because
week?
I don't think
Who do
we're
the
that
Packers
bad.
play this week?
This week?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Camera boy, or
Matt,
Packers?
boy.
I find out like 2 days before.
This is true. Who do the Packers play this week?
New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Oh,
They have to win that.
we're walking away with a win.
New Orleans is 2-0.
We're walking away with a win.
If you don't,
Okay.
it's
Do
going to
you
be
want-
weird.
Do you
It's
want to
gonna be a
hear
weird
my
conversation.
reasoning?
Sure.
Okay. My reasoning is because they have no running backs.
Okay. This is true.
Our secondary's pretty solid.
This is true.
I think that we can lock down their 2 receivers.
This is true.
Don't know what they got going on at the tight end position, but I don't think
It's Taysom Hill.
we can manage that with Quay Walker and
You make a
Devondre
point.
Campbell.
I think you can win. If you don't, it's not going to be a good look. Steelers go to Las Vegas as well. This is the other game we didn't talk about. We talked about the Raiders a little bit. Steelers go play them. You think the Steelers win it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope they do too.
If not, I'm going to be a little sad.
I don't like the Raiders. This is a Raiders just hate group. I don't like the Raiders. But yeah, the Steelers should win that. Bills go to Washington. The Bills should win that. Eagles go to Tampa. The Eagles should win that. And the Lions should probably beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
There's the probablys and
The
out of
probablys
these
and
four,
the-
then who do you think's the upset? Because one of them's going to be an upset. There's no way all 4 go. the way you think they will.
I'd say it's most likely to be Bucks Eagles.
Really,
Either that or
the
the
defending
Raiders.
NFC champs are going to lose to.
I think that would be a huge upset, would it not?
Yeah, I think the Raiders could pull it out.
Yeah, but that's not really like an upset. That's more
That's a-
like that's more like a
Fair.
man.
Fair. Okay. Falcons might. Nah, the Lions are too good. Their defense is
I
really
don't.
sketchy.
I'm not gonna go ahead and say that. All that I'm gonna say is that I wouldn't be surprised to see that one go either way.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think the Lions are gonna win. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Falcons win.
Sure. I wouldn't either. Yeah. Eagles Bucks feels the most like upset like, but I really just don't see it happening unless the Eagles have a total meltdown and Jalen Hurts just proves everyone that he's getting paid too much,
Yeah.
which he already kind of has, to be real with you, but it might be just more now. Right? Like realistically.
Possibly.
Okay. We'll find out.
I'm-
We'll find
I'm
out next week then.
Not sure.
Well, we'll have a good conversation next week. Should be a good week. Week 3 is going to be interesting. A lot of teams are going to either go up or down, and I
I
don't
really
know.
hope that I can watch the Packers game live.
you should. We should do that. We should do it together
I'd love to.
as one.
We should. Yes. We should. You know what?
Let's do this. Is this a date?
Yes.
Not like that.
Wait. Are you gonna be working?
Probably not. We'll find out.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out. I don't know if they play day or night. We'll find out. I think they play in the day, which we could. All right. Well, if we do, we might film some content and just
Matt,
have fun.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. We're probably just going to be yelling at the Packers. Probably.
All right, well, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to Third and Long on KCAT Radio. Make sure to tune in next week for Week 3 updates. I'm Johnny, this is Matt, and see you next week.
This series is brought to you by Los Gatos Morning Rotary. Thank you for supporting student podcasting in support of mental health.